Tenebris, Titan and Stranger have something in common. The sphere of Eternals that Titan uses actually comes from the underworld. That same sphere had probably transformed its energy and power to Shadow Mind. And that Shadow Mind is used by Stranger. You can even see that Tenebris ability. The beam of light resembles a lot the ability of Shadow Mind. Okay, but how did everything happen? Let's start with the underworld. Tenebris had power to create the world, destroy it and to alter timelines. The power he had likely is the way shadow energy was first brought to the universe of Shadow Fight 2. Titan was one of those who appeared mysteriously in the void. He likely built an army and led the warriors against Tenebris. After Titan successfully defeated the Eternals, he had access to insane power. You may tell that Shadow was the one to defeat Tenebris. But it's most likely that Shadow is fighting Tenebris' reflection, the one that appears again and again like a time loop. Think about it, why is Shadow fighting these raid bosses again and again? Why aren't they disappearing? The answer is most likely that it's a time loop. How is that possible? Before we get to the answer, I want to say thanks for everyone who keeps supporting the channel. My special thanks for those who subscribe to the second channel about the games I develop. If you enjoy my content and want to support me, I'd greatly appreciate if you checked it out. Back to the video. How can we say a time loop is a thing in Shadow Fight universe? In Shadow Fight 3, there are several time loops, where Shadow beats the copies of Stranger again and again. So time loops can exist in Shadow Fight verse. They appear after the real events. In case of Shadow in the underworld, Titan probably defeated the Eternals himself. And after that a time loop appeared, where Eternals come back to life and get defeated over and over. As Titan is a scientist, he probably studied the shadow energy, utilized his vast knowledge and collected the power of the Eternals into a single sphere. At first Titan probably didn't know how everything about it, so he had to experiment. Take notes and study more. While doing that, bursts of powerful energy spread across the universe, various dimensions and worlds. This might be the reason a portal to human world appeared, which would later become the Gates of Shadows. This hole brought ancients to the human world, and they likely created the gates in order to seal the portal. By the way, who is your favorite ancient? Comment down below. Despite the gates being sealed, Titan got a better understanding of the sphere, and he started invading the universe with his powerful army. His soldiers probably captured 6 people, who would later become known as the 6 demons. However, it's likely there were strong warriors like Sensei, who could defeat all the demons and seal them inside the gates. Only then Shadow appeared and opened the gates. You know very well what happens after that. Titan is defeated by Shadow at the end, but Shadow isn't a scientist, so he doesn't know how to handle the sphere. The Eternal sphere transformed into Shadow Mind as Titan exploded. It started following Shadow in hopes of joining a strong individual, as it got used to being around Titan and Tenebris. But Shadow wasn't smart enough to figure that out. He's a warrior after all. So this Shadow Mind, after centuries, becomes sealed in a sphere. After a long story of Shadow Fight 3, we can see that Stranger becomes the most powerful being in existence, thanks to that power of a sphere, or Shadow Mind. Not Shadow, not any ancient, nor any legendary warrior is capable of stopping Stranger, due to his immense power boost thanks to Shadow Mind. It's crazy to think that Proximus was able to defeat such a godly entity. After the end of Shadow Fight 3, it's Shadow's descendant who uses the Shadow Mind to shape the world itself. If you had such a power, what would you do? Now, isn't it crazy how Tenebris' power and energy was shaped into a sphere by Titan, was studied and enhanced, later evolved into an existing entity with desires, and then was used by Stranger. And at the end was captured by Shadow's descendant, who finally used it for a good purpose. Everything isn't a valid fact proven by Neki, but this theory actually explains everything. Tell your thoughts about it in the comments below. If you enjoyed watching, consider leaving a like and subscribing. Thanks for watching.